Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Nadel, and welcome to our sixth and final Facebook Live Caravan Chat of 2021, presented by Comerica Bank. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're getting excited about the Ranger season, which will start on April the 1st. As you probably know, our winter caravan's a little bit different this year, as we've been doing things virtually. And tonight we have a great show lined up for you, as we have the Hall of Fame catcher, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, with us. I'm waiting for the
Hola.
applause. And you can see over my shoulder, I'm actually in my office. I've got a bunch of memorabilia and stuff on the wall. There's the scorecards from Nolan Ryan's sixth and seventh no hitters, a bunch of bobbleheads and some autographed balls. And I took a couple of things down just in case things went haywire and we lost the connection here. We have Pudge here, just in case we lose him. And we've got me here, just in case we lose me. So there's me and Pudge talking to each other. So what else could you possibly want? See, we already lost Pudge. Are you there, Pudge? I guess I better show you this again. So here's Pudge. Oh, there he is.
There you go.
All right. All right. All I needed to do is bring out the
Well,
bobblehead.
Eric, why
Pudge, where are
why
you?
my head is so big? It's bigger than yours. I'm
Where
right
are
now. I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm in Puerto Rico right now. I came last Monday, and I'm gonna be here for Monday to Monday, and next Monday back to Miami. And so I'm here for a business meeting. So everything is so far, and it's nice to be in my mother's house. That's what I am right now. When I when I travel alone, I always love to stay in my mom's house.
That's fantastic. And I know we've talked a lot in the past about baseball in Puerto Rico, and the island has been hit by hurricanes and earthquakes in the last couple of years. They were able to have their winter baseball league this year, weren't they?
Yes, they did. Actually, they minimized the game. They didn't play 68 games what they used to play for the season. I think they played 30, 32 or 34 games. But the good thing was that they have five teams play winnable, and that was Criollos, which is the team that I played the most of my year. Win the champion here in Puerto Rico, and they went to the Caribbean World Series and finished second. The Dominican Republic picked them 4-1, but it was a great group of guys. I met a lot of these young talented players, and it's always nice to see winter ball back in Puerto Rico.
Because it was such a short season last year, did some of the major leaguers play winter ball this year who normally would not do that?
Well, the only one I saw was Yadiel Molina.
Huh.
Yadiel played for, Yadiel plays for Manatee. I think the Manatee, his brother Jose is the manager for the team. So I think he plays the last couple of weeks with the Manatee team, and then Kawas took him as part of the roster and play in the playoff and playing the finals. And also he went to Mexico.
And speaking of Yadier Molina, he just signed again with the Cardinals. And I know you've had a close relationship with that family, the three catchers in the big leagues, and their father, who was a player and a coach. Oh, what's your relationship with Yadi like?
Well, very good. I always, talk to him by WhatsApp or texting him, calling every once in a while. But he's doing good. And Eric, I knew that he's going to be back in San Luis. Obviously, he's the team that he grew up, the team that he started his career. He grew up, play all these great years that he plays. And when Wainwright signed back with the Cardinals, I knew that he's going to come back. And so I'm happy for him that he's going to be back another year. Yes, he mentioned to me that probably 1 year for him. I think if he has a good year and stay healthy, he might push for another 2 years. season. But as right now, I'm very happy for him that he's back with the Cardinals.
Do you look at him as a probable future Hall of Famer?
100%. 100%. He's not only as a player. I think Yadi is really good with the media. Yadi is really good with the community, and I think as you know, to be able to be in a prestige club in the Hall of Fame, you need to have all that resume, be good, be a role model, and he has all that. He has his own foundation, and he's doing very well here in Puerto Rico and in San Luis. And so, as far as in on the field, obviously he he have some, he play. I think he's probably 14, 15, 16 years already in the big leagues, and all the years, obviously, 3 or 4 World Series and MVPs in the National League, and so Gold Gloves. I think he has 9. So for me, of course, future Hall of Fame.
Speaking of the Hall of Fame, so nobody got elected this year. It's been a couple of years now since your induction. How closely do you watch all that? And were you surprised this year that no one was voted in?
Yeah, very closely. I did watch because the player's name that was in the list was tremendous players in their careers, and I was expecting a few of them to join to join Cooperstown. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. I'm surprised that the Omar Vizquel went down in the percentage of the vote. I thought he was going to be really, really high in the voting, but for some reason he went down. But it's a surprise to see that. I think these guys, I know what happened to them in their careers, but they're still great players. Their career was amazing, but let's see. Next year you're gonna be another year. Uh, some of them, they're gonna be back in the list. I heard that Kurt Schilling asked to be out uh, of the voting, and he said that he's gonna wait for past 10 years so the players can vote for him. But again, it's gonna be kind of like a long ceremony anyway. There's gonna be some great ones still from last year, Jeter and the rest of the guys. But it's gonna be exciting. I hope that we all can travel there and we all can be there in person. As right now, nobody's telling us anything from Cooperstown. I think if thing goes the way is going, probably we're gonna be doing as what you and we're doing it right now, and so hopefully not. I can't wait to be in Cooperstown. It's a very nice week to be there, so looking forward to it.
How about spring training? It starts just about a week from now. Normally you spend some time down there. Are you going to be able to do that this year?
Yeah, absolutely. My mom Tani is gonna tell me when do I need to go. But yes, definitely. I'm looking forward to go. I think we having planned to come in the month of March. I think there's going to be some activities uh, happen in the ballpark and all that. But I'm looking forward to go. I'm missing baseball. I wanted to be in Arizona and work with the guys. Obviously, I'm very happy to see spring training again and start on time. It's going to be different. I think the most important thing is that the players need to follow the protocol that they need to go through every day, getting tested and all that. So, but I think that's going to be good for baseball. And so, looking forward to it. Looking forward to being to spend a few days in Arizona and just watch baseball again.
Our guest, of course, is the Hall of Famer, Pudge Rodriguez. It's brought to you by Comerica Bank as part of the Rangers Winter Caravan. And when you go to Arizona, you'll get a chance to work with a couple of young catchers who we got to see playing for the Rangers last year. Jose Trevino, who of course has been in the big leagues before, and Sam Huff, who made his major league debut late in the season. How do you see those two young guys, and how do you look forward to helping them?
Well, a lot of improvement, Eric, by far. Hoff is doing a great job. Blocking balls, receiving the framing. One of the things that he needs to work a little more, and he's been doing a great job is in the framing part of the game. We all know that he has a great bat. He's a great hitter. He's a very good. He has a good arm. Uh, Trevino, he's a great catcher. I love I love the way that he's behind the plate calling games and go over with the pictures and communicate with the pictures. So we have pretty good, talented two guys in our organization for a long time. I don't know what JD is going to do, and but again, I think whoever of the two, we're gonna have a good catcher behind the plate. But as right now, spring training is very important for both of those guys.
One thing I don't think I ever asked you this.
I'm
um,
sorry, I have to say Chris Young, no JD, Chris Young.
um, the the size factor. Sam Huff is really big. He's like 6'4", 6'5". We just traded for Jonah Heim, who's about the same size. Jose Trevino is more built along the lines of you, which is what catchers always used to be built like, Yogi Berra and Roy Campanella and guys like that. I know that one of the guys you idolized was Lance Parrish, who was a very big catcher and one of the first
Mhm.
big catchers. But was it an advantage for you to be shorter, to be more
Uh,
compact and close to the ground?
Absolutely, absolutely. To me, that was my my main uh, thing in my career. 5'9", very not too tall. Always my discipline was there. My work ethic was there pretty much every day. And obviously, when you are a smaller catcher, obviously it's gonna be a lot better for my knees. And to me, it happens in my career. I can now, at the age of 49, I'm almost gonna be 50. I still don't have any knee problems, and nothing has happened with me is because probably my height and always also my discipline. I think Trevino, the reason that he's probably that good of a blocker is because that he moves pretty quick. I just wanted to see how doing that, but at the same time, uh, and I hope they don't kill me saying this, but I mean, in my opinion, I would love to have that bat every day uh, in the season. He's a great bat. He's a power hitter. I don't know what I don't know personally. I don't know what's gonna be the plans for him, but I mean, but if he can play first base or DH and catch and all that, I think it's going to be good for our lineup, our team, and our organization to have that bat there at least for 150 to 500 at bats.
Somehow it slipped by me that you were about to be 50. That can't possibly be true.
We
There's,
believe it. Yeah.
there's
November
no way
50.
you were just 19. I don't get it. But okay, we
By
have
the
some,
way, I still look like 19.
you do. We've got some questions from fans. And this one is from Jonathan K. Weaver. He wants to know, what was your favorite moment as a Texas Ranger?
Well, the first moment for me, I always say it, and I always going to continue to say it into, in every Q&A that you and I do. I have to say my first game. I mean, when I had the opportunity in June 19 in 1991, they called me up to Chicago, and I was in the lineup the first day I got there, and catching Kevin Brown. Have the you know hit the game-winning hit to RBIs and throw two guys out, and so to me that's a really unforgettable, moment for me. Obviously, the All Star game that we play at the ballpark. as a home team, the standing ovation that the fans gave me that day when I was walking into the line in the starting lineup. And so there is a lot of great moments. I mean, play 12 years in Texas with the greatest for me fans in baseball. They're supporting day in and day out. No matter if we are not playing good or playing good, they still there. They still supporting us. They still cheer for the team. And so when you have those kind of fans, I said those kind of loyal fans in your back, supporting you. I have to say, a lot of great moments those 4 years as a Rangers have been.
And we have another question, a similar question. This is from Adam Gordon. In your whole career, what would you say is the favorite moment of your career? I imagine it might have something to do with the World Series.
Absolutely. Well, I gotta say 2003, when we win the World Series. Obviously, it took me 13 years to win one. With the Rangers, we we make the playoff when I was there 3 times. We got eliminated by the Yankees in the first round, but we make the playoff 3 times. So I was have that taste of the playoff, and when I played, in '03 with the Marlins. I think that we started spring training and not think about nothing, just thinking about doing our job and play the game hard and end out in October in Game 6 in October, winning the World Series in one of the biggest stage in sport, which is the Yankee Stadium, and get that last out there and celebrate right there in the Yankee Stadium. To me, that's a great moment. I say that, Eric, because winning a World Series is a totally team effort. It's not an individual award. It's just a 8 months of grind, day in and day out, starting spring training and have a 6 month season, 162 games, traveling hotels, leaving the family at home. I mean, it's a lot going on in the travel and be able to win as a team and celebrate as a team in the World Series is a great moment.
And Lucas Buck has a similar question for me. What was my favorite moment in the broadcast booth? And that was by far the moment that Neftali Feliz struck out A-Rod and the Rangers won the pennant for the first time in 2010. And I got a chance to say the Rangers are going to the World Series. That was just such a surreal moment, and the way the ballpark exploded. And I couldn't talk for about 40 seconds after that. And I remember going to bed that night, and Hoggy, the clubhouse guy, had given me one of those championship T-shirts, Texas Rangers American League champions. And when I went to bed that night, or maybe it was more like 4 o'clock in the morning, I laid the T-shirt next to the bed so that when I woke up in the morning, I would know that it wasn't a dream, that it was for real. That's by far the biggest thing for me. And I had a chance to broadcast with Mark Holtz, 2 of Nolan's no-hitters, the 6th and 7th no-hitter. I got to call the 5,000th strikeout. The game in Baltimore that the Rangers won 30-3 and set the record for most runs in a game. That was pretty incredible. Josh Hamilton's 4 home runs. And the game where Pudge, I think it was in Seattle, might have had like 9 RBIs.
9 RBIs.
Right around the 4th inning of the game. That
was a good game.
That was one of my favorites too. And I know we're starting to run out of time, but I wanted to ask you, on the subject of Hall of Famers, so many Hall of Famers have passed away in the last year. I think it's 10 of them. And I know at least one of them you were very close to, and that was Al Kaline. And I was too. Every time we went to Detroit, I would make sure I got to spend some time with Al, who would always come up to the press box just before the game. But you played all those years in Detroit, and I would see Al around the batting cage. What was it like for you to interact with him on a regular basis?
Well, it's special and unbelievable seeing the Hall of Fame comes to the ballpark every day. And not only comes to the ballpark every day, it just coming into the clubhouse down with the talking about baseball and asking us question about the game plan. What the game plan is going to be for today. And I have the privilege to sit down with him a lot. He sit with me right next to me in the clubhouse, and we talk about uh, baseball a lot. And he gave me a lot of advices, a lot of positive advices to to learn how to continue being a great player, and just the love that he has for the game of baseball. Even though that he plays for so many years, still coming every day as a Hall of Famer, as part of used to be working for the Tigers and show up and be behind the cage and batting practice, and after the game comes down, and it wasn't a guy that leave in the sixth or seventh inning home. No, he stays there until the game's over and then comes down and be in the car, walk around, and then he left. So, good memories for him. He was a baseball fan. He was a loved baseball, and we miss him when he passed away. But one of the special things that outside of baseball was that I had the privilege to play golf with him a few times. He was a great golfer. He was a
Really?
handicap 2 or 3. Yeah, he was a member of Oakland Hills in Bloomfield, Michigan, and he was a tremendous golfer. And after the rounds of golf, we all sitting down in the restaurant area, and all the members are sitting around us and asking us some baseball question, and Al always there, like laughing and talking and say those great stories as a Tiger. So it was amazing to spend time with him.
It's funny because a couple of years ago, I asked Al one day if I brought in a baseball, would he sign it so I could put it in the charity auction for my benefit concert? And he said, yes. And he said, what, bring a few baseballs if you want. He said, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this, to keep coming to the games. He had some health issues. And so
Right.
I got him to sign a few baseballs, but he was the first one to ever offer to do that. It's the kind of guy that he was. He wanted to do as much as possible. When I told him about what the benefit was about and the charity it was for, he wanted to do everything that he could. But some of these other Hall of Famers who passed away were really special to me. I grew up watching Whitey Ford when I was a little kid in New York, and then Tom Seaver became one of my heroes. I never got to meet Whitey Ford. I did get to meet um, Tom Seaver, of course, and I know you've been able to develop a relationship with Johnny Bench, one of the guys who you looked up to the most. Are there any other Hall of Famers, other than Johnny, who you talk to a lot or have developed a friendship with since you became a Hall of Famer?
Well, Johnny Bench is always a guy that he's the most funny and fun guy. Actually, he always takes his camera everywhere and take pictures everywhere. But for Eric, when you eh, in that hotel, and stay in that hotel with the families, and everything that you see is Hall of Famers everywhere. Is always nice. And so we I have the chance to be there already 2 or 3 times, and the atmosphere is great. We have uh, after the on Sundays after the ceremony, we had the Hall of Fame dinner, all of us in the room, and it's fun. Everybody's just kind of like crazy, throwing stuff to one another, and it's fun. But the atmosphere when we all together is always great. Me, I can say that probably I'm the youngest of all of them. I think in the Hall of Fame, and just me, just myself, just be able to sit in those tables and different tables or and that and talk to them is unbelievable. It's still unbelievable for me that every year I go to Cooperstown. and see all of them, right? Even though that I'm a Hall of Famer like them, but it's amazing when you in that hotel and when you in that stage in front of 27, 30, 31,000 people, and you sitting in the back and see the and listen to the new Hall of Famers, is like I still can't believe that I'm sitting back here with all these great players.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Before we go, I want to make sure I got a chance to ask about your son, about Derek, and where is he going to be playing this year?
Well, Derek is already in spring training. He's with the Colorado Rockies, and so he's going to be in the big league camp, and he's going to compete for the fifth spot in the rotation with Chichi Rodriguez, the right hander. We used to be with us, and so they're gonna compete, and I have a great news. I'm gonna be a grandpa. So
Oh, hey, all right.
yeah, so he's expecting a baby in August, and he's gonna be a baby boy, and so the legacy continues. I started, now Derek, and now the baby boy is gonna follow.
Maybe you'll be one of the three-generation families like Buddy
I
Bell
hope,
and
I hope.
David. Yeah, that would be
I'm
fantastic.
very,
And
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm the most happiest grandpa right now. I'm not kidding you.
that's tremendous. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, we want to thank you for doing this, Pudge. So great for you to join us from Puerto Rico. I look forward to seeing you in person. Now, are you going to be doing some of the pregame and postgame shows
Yes,
this
yes,
year?
yes. I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna be obviously in the ballpark, like always. Obviously, I have to follow all the protocols just to be able to sit down and watch a ball game. And of course, I'm gonna be working on TV, doing some stuff for the Rangers. So looking forward to it, and wait to see you too, Eric.
Right. Hopefully, I'll get to see you up on the broadcast level. Hopefully, we'll
Let's
have
do that.
the same clearance.
Let's do that.
All right, that's Pudge Rodriguez. Thanks to you, Pudge, also to our friends at Comerica Bank. And you can see the full Winter Caravan schedule at texasrangers.com/caravan. And to all of you watching at home, thank you so much, and go Rangers.